From our studios in Scottsdale, Arizona, this is Retirement News Online. So economic uncertainty affects every aspect of financial planning. It threatens job security, it makes markets volatile, and makes it even more difficult to save, and means you'll likely not have enough knowledge about the future to actually plan for it. During these times, it can be tempting to panic and sell everything. Emotions are often an investor's worst enemy. And according to many experts, they're best controlled by creating a rigorous plan, preferably with the help of an expert who we have right here. Joining me is Reagan Curl. He's founder of NetWorth Financial Services in Atlanta, Georgia. Reagan, it's good to talk to you again. So I guess starting from the intro there, this last few months has been I guess kind of hard to predict. But how do you control the emotions of your clients, which is sometimes often impossible?
That's a good question. I think it begins by communication, just having an open dialogue with the clients, making sure that when we have these tough times, the volatility that we had in April, you're reaching out proactively, and then education, revisiting the plan, because every one of our clients, before we invest penny one, has to have a plan that's specific to them. We collaborate with them on that plan. So when we revisit that plan, it's an opportunity for them to realize that we're going to have market volatility. It's just a fact of life, and that their plan is going to absorb that, and that's a reality that we'll visit when it does happen. But in most cases, we don't have a lot of people wanting to panic and sell out of the market.
I guess people in April found out the market just doesn't go up only. And it's interesting, and when you talk about that, there are some strategies that can allow for example, to protect them from volatility and market loss, but at the same time, provide growth, which you have to have, especially for somebody who may be in retirement for 20 or 30 years. Talk about that.
So part of the planning process is to make sure we understand their goals, their time horizon, and develop a plan for those goals and time horizon that includes asset allocation. So a big part of asset allocation is diversification. And we believe that it's not only diversification of asset class, whether it's large cap growth, small cap, international, but rather asset type. So mutual funds, ETFs, stocks, bonds, CDs, T-bills, and even annuities. And some of the annuities today, because of where interest rates are very attractive for providing a lifetime of income, but also give them the potential for upside growth.
And then being a person who's dealing with clients over long periods of time, and then we see the market go up and down, the economy go up and down at times, how do you adjust when you're looking at indicators and they're saying, hey, we might be in trouble here, there might be some shakeup, or there might be some opportunities for growth? How do you manage all that?
It's a good question. We try to not have knee-jerk reactions to some of the headline news. A lot of the economic indicators that come out are either premature or inaccurate. So it's really important to stay the course. And if there are adjustments that are necessary, we will consider making those, but it comes back to revisiting that plan, communication, education, and if those economic indicators, possibly it's a rise in interest rates, present opportunities, we're certainly going to discuss those with the client and take advantage of those.
And then mitigating taxes, and which is in many ways related to policy risk. So we've seen a new administration come in. We've seen Elon Musk go, hey, I can't find anything and I'm out. This is actually what we're spending right now, and I can't believe it, but I can't see a way to find any cuts. So you've got people who are affected by policy risk, can affect them across the board. How do you deal with that? Because it's somewhat unpredictable sometimes.
It's unpredictable, so the uncertainty does have a lot of people concerned about their future sources of income, and the taxes that they're going to potentially pay. That's a big uncertainty right now as well. In 2012, I brought in a CPA. He's also a certified financial planner. So we work collaboratively with the clients and proactively. It's important to be addressing these things during the year, not at year end after the calendar year closed, because we can't make any changes after that point in time. So some of those policy changes that we know are coming, we're able to plan for those. The tax law changes is a big one right now that's still very uncertain, but with his guidance as a CPA and his knowledge, we're going to help our clients through any changes that come down the pike.
And I like to hear that. I can see why people love to work with you. So how do you balance this long-term goals with short-term uncertainty? And I think you kind of talked a little bit about that, but that's kind of a big topic, and for a lot of advisors and a lot of consumers and clients, it's probably hard to even understand it.
It's, again, communication and education that we've been here before. We've had uncertain times. We've always been trying to be proactive, but sometimes there are things that we cannot predict, and that's just the reality of investing. And we revisit the plan on a regular basis, and if we need to, we'll make those adjustments.
So I think before we started the interview, we were talking, and you said during April when everything was going sideways, your clients weren't calling you. Now, I don't hear that from a lot of advisors, but tell me why.
It really comes back to that communication, that we are working very carefully with our clients on making sure their plan is specific to them, and that we communicate to them how their plan works. If there are major changes that we can pivot if we need to. A good example is when we use the guaranteed income stream from annuities. We don't necessarily turn that stream on right away. It may be we have 2 or 3 rough years in the market, and we're able to say, okay, now's the time that we need to go ahead and tap into that.
Reagan, thank you.
Thank you.
That's Reagan Curl in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is Retirement News Online. Thanks for watching.